What's up, guys? I'm Graham Allen with the Haven Collective of App Properties, and it's time for another Real Report, that good old monthly information series breaking down your local housing market. I hope everyone is doing great, feeling a little optimistic about the spring arriving a bit early this year with these temps outside. All we can do is knock on wood. All right, as we do every month, we're going to start off with what's happening in the world of interest rates. I'm sure most of you saw articles online, something on the news, or your 5 other realtor friends posted something on those good old social media sites about interest rates are in the 5s. No, they're not. And you shouldn't get specific rate quotes from realtors. I mean, especially ones who don't do the research and just copy and paste national articles. Stay in your lane, boys. All right, so to clear up some of the confusion and to give us a true idea of where we're at and possibly why we're there, I got a good friend of mine and someone I trust on the subject, Jonathan Tink from Compass Mortgage, to join us. All right, Tinky boy. I love the vertical. That's great. You couldn't give me a wide shot? Jeez. No, you're fine. Hey, so question for you. Are rates in the 5s?
Nope.
I told you guys. I told you. All right. So tell me, so why are people posting? What's with all the kind of the big thing of, hey, oh my gosh, you know, rates are in the 5s. They start with a 5. Give me kind of the lowdown.
So, I mean, in some ways that was true. Okay. Last week, there were opportunities to get interest rates that started with a 5. But what people don't always understand is those are specific situations. So
Sure.
One person on this side of the street and the other person on the other side of the street might come with a very different interest rate, even though things seem very similar. So there's so many different factors that go into what determines someone's interest rate. Now, since then, today, nobody's getting in the 5s. We've seen over a 0.5% increase in rates over the past 2 days. So we're back up into, you know, even the best scenarios, maybe closer to that 6.5 position. But for instance, last week talked with a couple and, you know, kind of a lower loan amount, perfect down payment, perfect borrowers. Yes. 5.875 was the rate that was quoted.
What's that lower loan amount? I mean, what's on a purchase price? So it's 20% down.
Under 200,000 on the loan amount.
Okay, so our average is somewhere around 500,000. Okay, so we were nowhere near that starting with a 5, though, were we?
No, not necessarily. Below 6.5, you know.
Okay.
A lot of situations.
Okay, so we were still hovering in the similar area where we had been in the past. It's just those lower loan amounts with perfect credit, 20% down, all that. Those were the ones that were really kind of ringing that bell of, hey, it's, you know, it's got a 5 in front of it.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And the thing that can be frustrating about, you know, advertisements of, hey, rates are in the 5s, here you go. There are, you know, statistics that can show those numbers, right? But what goes into those statistics? That's what I always, you know, mention to borrowers. Are there discount points included? Are people buying down rates to get that? Are you negotiating seller credits to buy those rates down? Is the 2-1 buy down incorporated in that? There's a lot of factors that can go into, hey, the average this month or today or this week, you know, is 6%. Well, what does that really mean? And does it apply to me as a borrower with my situation?
So basically what you're saying is people should do their homework and reach out to people who are, one, knowledgeable on the subject, but 2, can actually dig in and get the information where I can't really get that information. I mean, all I can do is Google, and that's not a good idea. You know, that's what I mean. But my thing is stay in your lane, right? Stay in your lane. So I can sit there and say, hey, look, we're going to average, we're going to hover around specific area. That's after talking with people who know that part of the business, like you guys. I'm not the money guy. I'm going to tell you what, you know, the buyers and sellers are doing and kind of what the kind of temperature of the market is out there. Where the money is, that's where people need to really be coming into people like you.
I would love to help.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate you, bud. Have a good one.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks.
Yep. All right. I hope that cleared things up for those of you that got that sudden jolt of motivation to buy now from those articles and Facebook posts. Remember, steady wins the race. You're going to be okay. Now let's take a look at your local market. Sales prices have continued their downward trend, but remember, they do this every year around this time. That said, I do expect them to rise back up a little quicker than they have in the past. Normally, we see a jump in April. Expect to see that closer to the beginning of March as sellers look to jump the market and sell with extremely limited inventory. All right, we're not in the April, May 2022 ranges when it comes to inventory, but we're still extremely low. We should see this bottom out by the end of February and begin to rise a bit, but prepare for a tight market again during the peak season of 2023. All right, market time is increasing, but again, it does this every year, right? As you can see from this 5-year graph. All right, it is to be noted that we were at an all-time low for market time in a January, just any January. This should flip and take a downward trend coinciding with the market heating up though. All right, and lastly, a positive note for buyers and a warning for sellers. Original list to sales price. In all 3 local markets, we've dipped below 98% list to sales price. Typically, we sit somewhere around 97%, but over the last 2 years, we've averaged almost 100%. This is a steep decline that tells us that buyers are being a little more picky and patient while sellers are still swinging for the fences. All right, so here's the deal. If you're buying in 2023, expect to compete with multiple offers. Maybe not 8, but you won't be the only one vying for that one house you really want. If you're selling, be realistic and do your homework. Your realtor should be using comps from 6 months ago, not 12 or 24. Condition and size are going to play a bigger role in a buyer's decision than they did in 2021 and 2022. All right, that's it. If you have any questions or want detailed info on what you can expect for your purchase or sale in 2023, give me a shout. I'm always happy to help. See you all again in March, and until then, peace.